Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what will be my, flagship Let's Play. This will be the first time uploading a video will be from this series. I have some other works recorded already that I've been working on editing, but a lot of those I have recorded with other people, and I kind of wanted, since this is going to be, my own channel, I kind of wanted it to be fitting. I wanted it to, sort of be me on my own for the first game, and what better place to start than one of my favorite games of all time, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I will not be going for a perfect run of this game. I'm gonna do my best to try not to die throughout it, because realistically, it's a pretty simple game. It's not tough to go through and do it without dying. That said, I get careless, and I have more than one time died to even some of the more simple bosses like Moldorm in the third castle. I get knocked off too many times and quit paying attention to my hearts, and then just bam, end up dead. Help me. Please help me. I am prisoner in the dungeon of the castle. My name is Zelda. The wizard Aghanim has done something to the other missing girls. Now only I remain. Aghanim has seized control of the castle and is now trying to open the 7 wise men's seal. I am in the dungeon of the castle. Please help me. Grep, going out for a while. I'll be back by morning. Don't leave the house. Thank you, person. So, obviously, the first thing we need to do is destroy some pots, because that's, standard Zelda mechanics. And then we will... Oh, I don't have a sword yet. We will head to... And you can pick these up, but I just didn't quite feel like it. So I'll head up this way. You'll find in most cases that in this beginning, the areas that you can't go, like over here for example, there's guards blocking the way and they won't let you by, and then there's nothing up there that you can do. The same for the other areas surrounding your house. There's just random guards blocking the path, so it does kind of force you to go a specific way, and I know my way around the game pretty well anyway, so sometimes without even paying attention, I'll just go somewhere. Help me, I'm in the dungeon of the castle. I know there is a hidden path from outside of the castle. The garden inside. Oh, good. Just dive right on in then. Oh, good. I don't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield. Focus power of the blade and hold B. Then release it. Secret technique handed down by our people. Our people. That's helpful. You can do it. Save the princess. Zelda is your... She's my what? She's my what? Oh, he's gonna be pissed if he gets through all this and finds out she's like a sister or something. Good lord. If you leave the house and didn't grab the first chest, because it wants you to have the lantern here, which does this. So if you've left the house without it, it'll actually be in this chest here. But if you have gotten it, then it's just 5 rupees. And then the same is true if you come here and get the lantern and then go home. That chest will simply have 5 rupees in it. So you can't not get it. I mean, you could not get either chest and just call it a day, but oh, come on now. What is happening? It's difficult to miss items in this game, especially for the most part, considering it kind of... Oh, I want to go this way. Do I want to go upstairs right now? No, we don't. That's not even close. We want to go this way, I believe. It's been a little while. You have to forgive me if I'm a little rusty in directions sometimes. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm not going to go for a perfect run. I'm not going to go to try to get through this game without any deaths. I feel like walking up the stairs might have just been a mistake in the first place. Could have just come through here. God, I wasn't even paying attention. But I will go for 100% completion. So I'm going to try to get all of the heart pieces, all of the items, all the spells, do all the side quests. I'll play all the mini games and try to get all of the unlocks from the... Hey, we got a map. You can use your map to see the current position in the rest of the dungeon. Fantastic. So you can pull this up, you can flip through. It shows the different layers of the dungeon. We won't really be using that for most of the game. I know my way around well enough that in most of the dungeons that shouldn't be an issue. But I will be finding all of the items, all the heart pieces, and, you know, oh, jeez. I will do my best to, like, point out, you know, tricks and puzzles that could otherwise give you trouble. Maybe show a few shortcuts here and there. I'm certainly not going to try to, like, glitch out the game. There's a few glitches available in the game that allow you to, like, bypass whole sections of the game. Upon getting to the third dungeon, you can actually use a glitch with the magic mirror. Oh, come on now. Dude, seriously? You can use a glitch with the magic mirror that can actually get you into the dark world immediately from the beginning of the game. And we probably won't be doing that either, just because there's no real need to. Go up a staircase, down a staircase, and then down another one. But it is a fun little glitch, so I might, once I'm done recording all this, I might start up a new file, or maybe just record sections that involve glitches and fun little tricks and put them all in like a compilation video of a few random things that you can do in this game that maybe aren't necessarily intended, but are really fun to do or interesting, have interesting effects on the game. Trick with this guy, throw 2 pots at him, real easy, takes him down in a second. Got the big key, you can now open, this is the Master of the Key dungeon, it can open many locks that small keys cannot, especially this one. Alright, well, we'll talk to her later. These 5 rupees are pretty important. Thank you, Grep. I had a feeling you were getting close. Listen carefully. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. I fear the worst for my father. The wizard is an inhuman fiend with strong magical powers. Do you understand? No. Alright, let's get out of here before the wizard notices. I saw a secret path. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I know a secret path. But first, we have to go to the first floor. Let's go. There's actually a trick while you're escorting Zelda here. There's a trick you can do, and I'll probably include it in that video that I was talking about, where you can actually, by manipulating your save, by jumping off of a ledge with her, stopping mid-jump before you land on the ground, and saving and exiting the game and then reloading it, and then getting to a certain part of the game without basically without getting hit. You can glitch the system and like bug through a wall, and it allows you to get from this castle straight to the end of the game. You can go straight to Ganon, and if you're careful, you can actually bypass the room that he's in and go into the room with the Triforce and trigger the closing like sequence of the game. Interesting little trick, something I picked up on. I don't care for those guys. Let's just go around this way. Oh, are you kidding? Alright, well. We'll just go this way. We have to get upstairs to the door that I was at. Yeah, it's the secret passage of the throne room. It leads to the sanctuary. I'm sure the old man there will help us. Yeah, Don't be so trusting in the kindness of strangers. I suppose, though, the only other stranger we've seen her deal with is us, and, well, we're helping her, so... Yeah. The ornamental shelf should open. Do you have a light? It's pitch dark inside, and you can't see without one. If you're ready, let's go. Help me push it from the left. I always thought that she phrased that wrong when I was little, because I guess, like, I always read it, push it to the left, but you want to push it to the right, and so I justified it as a kid by saying, oh, well, for the ornate structure, it is its left side as it's facing us, right? So that made sense. It wasn't until I got a little bit older that I realized how very incorrect that was. Oh, no, I want that. One of these guys has a key, don't they? No, you don't. Let's... Well, okay. There we go. Make this a little easier. Come on now. Make this a little easier for ourselves. Early on, and not necessarily for the majority of the game, but early on you're going to want to get a lot of rupees. You're going to want to save up and have a bunch for a couple sequences where you have to spend a lot of rupees to, like, accomplish stuff. The flippers are one, and come on. And the Fountain of Luck is another one that we'll deal with. But that's a ways away, and we don't really have to worry about that for now. Oh, come on. Seriously? Oh. Here's that key. Okay. You don't ever need to light these up. Like, if you know your way around the room without doing it, you can walk around all of these rooms without lighting up a single light. Passing through these sewers is very close to the sanctuary. Let's be careful. Now, as far as I remember, there's nothing else down here that's important, so we can skip all the lights, we can skip all the rats, try to avoid all the bats. We have to go through that door up there, but I'll just do one quick sweep just because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly certain that there's nothing, yeah, there's nothing down here. So we'll just go ahead and leave. There is a couple things down here in the dungeon that we need to deal with later, but they involve having an item that we won't get for just a little while. So for now... Oh. There we go. It's not always the last one. It's actually a preset rat. So, like, I've gotten lucky in the past and come in here and just killed, like, a rat and had it go. At least I'm fairly confident in that. Again, it's been a while. So these doors here, you can hear it sounds a little different versus... You can obviously, in this case, see that it's different, but it's a fun little audio cue, especially considering the Super Nintendo, you know, being the primary system at the time, and like it's cool little graphical tricks that it was able to do. I just always thought it was really interesting, so we'll have to come back. Both of those bombable walls lead to the same room, but we can't do anything about it right now. There's actually for anyone interested who likes this game but would like to see it, like, revitalized and to make it a little more interesting, there's actually a fun I guess ROM hack would be the proper term that's available for it, called Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past Randomized, or Randomizer, and it Sanctuary is just beyond that door. Pull the switch over there. It randomizes the items in the chest. So all the chests in the game, she says over there, she means this one. Press A and hold it to pull the thing. She means this one. She doesn't say to the right, she just says over there. If you pull this one, and I won't do it, but if you pull it, a bunch of snakes drop from the ceiling. So what the randomizer does is it takes preset locations in the game where all the chests are, and they're randomized, I guess is the easiest way to say it, because that's what it's called. So where the lantern is in your house, you could open that and it could be the Master Sword, or it could be a green rupee, or it could be the book, or it could be the Cape of Medora, I think it's called. It could be any item in the game, and any chest could be that way. So there are some chests off in caves that are otherwise normally skippable. You could avoid them and never get it because it's just rupees, or it's something that, you know, it's like nothing that you would ever need. But because it's random, you don't know what's going to be in what chest. Some of the seeds that you generate, because you click it to randomize it, it generates a ROM for you on the spot. And some of them are really lucky. I had one that was really lucky. I got a lot of good items early on. Problem was, I was getting to the 3rd dungeon in the light world. I had cleared most of the stuff and found most of the chests, but still did not have the moon pearl, which meant for my excursions into the dark world as a part of the 3rd dungeon, where you normally would get the moon pearl, I couldn't do anything, because as a rabbit you can't open chests, you can't pick up items, you can talk to people, I think, but you can't fight enemies, you can't do anything. And so that made the game basically unplayable, and I kind of had to stop. But some of them I've watched full playthroughs that weren't as lucky, or that were even more lucky, where they got all kinds of great items early on, including things like the moon pearl, and they were able to just glide through the game with ease, no problems. So, enough about that. Let's come through this door. I just didn't want to try to be talking through this dialogue. Princess Zelda, you're safe. Is this your doing, Grep? Yup. Yes, it was Grep who helped me escape the dungeon. When I was captive, the wizard said, once I have finished with you, the final one, the seal of the wise men will open. Grep, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. Clutch. If he releases the seal, the 7 wise men, evil, what? The seal of this, oh, the seal, okay, I thought, yeah. The seal of 7 wise men, evil power, will overwhelm this land. Before that happens, before it's too late, destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. You can do it. You can. I sense that a mighty evil force guides the wizard's actions and augments his magical power. The only weapon potent enough to defeat the wizard is the legendary Master Sword. It is said that the village elder is a descendant of one of the 7 wise men. Maybe he can tell you more. I will mark his house on your map, but watch your every move. I'm certain the castle soldiers will be looking for you now. I will hide Princess... Wait, what? Oh, he's talking. Jesus. I will hide Princess Zelda here. Do not worry. Seek the Elder. Do you understand? Yes. For some reason, at a young age, hey, a full heart container already. So you go into the first dungeon with 4 hearts in this game. That's kind of different from most of the other Zelda games. They kind of follow you around the room and like look where you are. But yeah, this music always like kind of bummed me out as a kid. It would always sounded really depressing, and there's a little event that happens here later that kind of, I think, solidified that in my mind. But like just the sound of this music, I know it's supposed to just sound like generic church temple music or whatever, but it just, I don't know, it always bugged me. And then the iconic Zelda theme that everyone's used to right outside the church. So next time we will pick up right here. I'm going to try to keep these episodes somewhat uniform, between 10 to 15 minutes. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling, or if there's like a goal that I'm specifically trying for in that video. So not entirely sure how long this video is because I wasn't paying attention, but I like to make my first videos a little long, so I'm hoping that this is kind of beyond my normal threshold. But I will see you all in the next one, and until then, keep being awesome.